Hi, Musa. How are you?
Hi Zaza, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for taking time to have this conversation with me. Uh,
You're
I,
welcome.
I know it's during a time where there's a lot going on. You are directing a festival that has the participation of countless schools all over the country. And then you
Yeah.
have your TikTok videos, and then you have other work, and then you're also teaching. So, yeah, so absolute gratitude. Thank you so much.
Yeah. No,
Um,
it's a pleasure.
all right, thank you. So my first question to you is, what made you decide to become an actor, director?
Funny story. I think it's by force. As a
Uh,
kid growing up,
mhm,
there were some friends of my family. So
mhm,
I think one day they were just like to my parents, can we try Musa in an advert? And
mhm,
then my parents were like, okay, okay. So
mhm,
I was young then, so I didn't know what was going on. So I just
mhm,
ended up seeing myself on the set doing an
mhm.
advert. And then
And how old were
after,
you then?
I think I was maybe five.
Ah,
Yeah, five.
mhm,
5 or 6. I think, yeah, the first one I ever did, I don't think I was very chirungumaj. I don't think I was very cognizant
uh-huh,
of my surroundings and what was happening. It was
mhm,
then the second one I did.
mhm,
That's the one I remember, which was most prominent during that time.
mhm,
Because I remember that I was lifted up during primary school assembly, and the
mhm,
teacher was like, "This is our young man, Musa, who's been doing all these adverts and what." So yeah,
mhm,
from a young age, that's when I started doing this acting thing, and
mhm,
then I stopped because um, I think going into teenagehood and whatever, becoming a teenager, there are
mhm.
sort of insecurities that build up. And so I shied away from acting, and I'd never actually done any stage work. And then in lower six, a friend of mine was just like, Musa, come, let's do the school play. And then the rest is history.
Oh, wow. You talked about insecurities, which actually just comes to my next question is did you face any difficulties when you made that choice to become an actor?
Yeah, I think the biggest fear that I had was the learning lines bit.
Mhm,
Um, it's I still struggle with it today, but I think it's now having the self belief, Kuti, one way or another. I need to know these lines before opening night.
mhm,
So, but I think that was one of the biggest insecurities. The second thing back then in the high school was sort of like also performing in front of a crowd, in front of your peers,
mhm,
in front of the boys,
mhm,
and and what they would think. And
mhm,
it was made worse when if we're doing a school play and it's the first night, other schools
mhm,
come in, so you've got the
mhm,
girls coming in their numbers, so girls
mhm,
high, Chisipiti, Arundel Convent coming in.
mhm,
I was at Prince Edward, by the way.
mhm.
Um,
Actually, I was about
and
to ask
and
that.
so when all these other schools came in, including like your fellow boys' schools, St. George's, etc., etc., you would get that fear. Okay, how do these other guys feel?
Mhm,
how are they going to take my performance and whatever? But I,
mhm,
I soon quickly learned that um, I was sort of good at good at what I was doing,
mhm,
and so I was just like, I don't really care. I'm enjoying myself. And then I did. I
mhm,
enjoyed myself quite a
mhm,
lot. Yeah,
mhm.
I've got very fond memories of drama club at school.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, wow. So you went to Prince Edward School, and how did that school environment also shape and help you as an actor? What sort of facilities or what sort of opportunities
I,
existed within that environment that also helped you as a creator?
I think the biggest opportunity or advantage that we had during that time at Prince Edward was having a headmaster and a school that supported extracurricular activities, and created a well-rounded gentleman, putting it that way. They still do. Not saying that they're not doing it, and they still do. Um, but the headmaster then, Mr. Clive Barnes, was very active in the arts, in terms of schools arts and all that stuff. And he sat on the board of the National Institute of Allied Arts then. And so he encouraged all the students to participate in sports, at least in one sports activity, one cultural activity, whether it be music or drama, and also be good at your education. So now coming to my side of things, I think I was very privileged to have somebody like Gavin Peter as the drama teacher then. And Gavin Peter is very well known in the Zimbabwean theatre circles, being part of Over the Edge, and also being an ex-PE boy as well helped. So he created a culture of drama. So a lot of students that went through the drama club are either very good orators or are actually in the theater industry somewhere, somehow in the world, somewhere, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because you also have a lot of people were in Over the Edge. The guys, you had Lucien Masmati, and then you had Zane. I don't know. Did Kevin also go to Prince Edward, or you went to?
Kevin Hansen went to Vinona.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
If I'm not wrong. Yeah, if I'm not wrong, but I think he went to Vinona. That he was sort of like, and I think that group, like Over the Edge, it wasn't just like Prince Edward boys, but it was more like most of the students that came together, like Chipo Chung, and the others. They came in together and created this group from maybe their high school drama days. Who knows? But yeah, those guys, sort of like the Lucian, Samati, Gavin, Zane, sort of created the foundation for what the drama institution at Prince Edward would be like. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's really incredible that you can create something and then leave that space, and whatever it is that you create benefits other people who come on after you. So in this way, we're also even just speaking in terms of legacy and building a legacy, even whilst you're young, you know, and whilst you also have the means and time to do so, you know. All right, so we talked about the facilitation of your talent. We also talked about the challenges that you faced. Who has been your greatest supporter?
I think I can start by saying my parents, because at a young age they could have just said, you know, acting. What will you get from it? What will you achieve from it? What will you do? And I remember some years after I left school, like 2006, I started going into like a college to learn computers, and I actually became a qualified computer technician. And
I didn't know about that. This is news to me, and I've known you for quite a very long time.
But yeah, no, it was. I went to an IT college, and then I became a qualified computer technician. Got my certificate. And then I remember in a period after I finished, I got contacted to come and be the drama teacher at Prince Edward. So I was like, yeah, of course I'll go. And so I did about 6 months there. That's when I got an email to be part of a theatre initiative called Theory X, which was Gavin Peter, Craig Peter, and Craig is another legend as well, PE legend, Craig Peter and Zane, to join this theatre initiative, Theory X Theatre Initiative. And so I remember the discussion that I had with my parents about that. And then they were like, Musa, from a young age, you've been doing this acting thing and you're really good at it. So you just go for it. Whereas maybe with other parents, you know, they could have shut it down and be like, what will you get from acting? We want you to do something, you know, and all that stuff. So yeah, I can say the greatest supporter that I've had in terms of my career have been my parents. They could have been the one that influenced me on another path, and I could probably have never ended up where I am now. Yeah.
But don't you also think that the reason why they were very supportive of your dream, not just because I loved you, but was also because you're the youngest child? So, because I've got this theory that the youngest or the last borns are allowed to be more of themselves, whereas with the eldest, there's always pressure to be exemplary, to, you know, to set a pace for the ones that follow.
Yeah, you're not wrong, actually. People say, Musa, you're very funny, but I think they have not met my brother yet. My brother his sarcasm is out of this world, and I think he would probably give me a run for my money if he ever decided to do anything. But yeah, I think I agree. I agree with what you're saying. I think there's a certain responsibility that the eldest child has, and unfortunately, they don't get to express themselves the way that they'd want to. And then they have the burden of being the adult. If anything happens, they're the ones who are supposed to take care of the youngest, you know.
The deputy parents.
The deputy parents, I agree. But also, I think another contributing factor to my situation was the fact that when I was doing those adverts, the money was pretty good.
So they were like, there is some money in this thing, eh?
Yes, there is some, because there's a conspiracy theory that I have that one of the adverts I did, I think that was the money my father spent to put a down payment on a stand that we have today or something. So I'm sure the money was quite substantial. They were like, no, I must continue somewhere or another.
So we can have more.
We can have more. Yeah. But no, I think, yeah, it's a combination of two factors. That I'm the youngest and the baby also, and they also saw the potential because I was good at what I was doing, and then also the money.
Yeah, definitely.
Fun fact, my brother also did adverts as well. So, so using the money aspect is not really, I was just kidding. But he also did. But I guess the responsibilities probably made him move away from that side of things. Yeah.
And probably like what you're saying, that they also saw your dedication and also your joy. Because I think most parents who love their children, they want to make sure that their children are doing things that they love and they can find some sort of happiness in the choices that they make. So definitely, I guess it was also a combination of saying, oh, he's joyful when he's acting, and when he's on stage, he really enjoys that. So why should we take that away from him? You know?
Yeah, I think so too. I think so.
Yeah. And then in terms of what you have set out to do as an actor, with certain things that you say to yourself, these are the things that I'm going to do. Or as a director, these are the plays that I'm going to direct. What have been your biggest obstacles to that?
I think the biggest obstacle in terms of, let me start by directorship, because I think that's the acting side. I think I'm now very comfortable in that element. Too comfortable to the point where I need certain things to challenge me now. I'm not saying I'm good. I'm just my personal self.
Well, you are good. In my opinion, you are good. That's why I'm talking to you. Besides the fact that you're my friend, I also respect your talent and your work ethic. So, yeah.
Anyway, no, I think it's with the directorship side is directing my peers, because I respect my peers to a point where I don't feel worthy to direct them. To get what I mean? I think because there are things that I'm learning from them that I feel like I have nothing to impart on them if I'm directing them. They might disagree, but
I
I think that's
disagree
my
also. I
but I think,
disagree.
yeah, but I think that's probably my biggest obstacle is getting to the point whereby I feel comfortable directing my friends so much so that they can um, they are ready to take on board the notes that I give. Not saying that they don't, but it's sort of like a mindset in me, like what you say to Musa saying, what is he saying, or why is he making us move this way when I want to move that way? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Little things, But I
Yeah.
think that's the biggest obstacle. And then also just learning, because I want to be able to direct something that is unique, like something that is not been done before. Yes, we can get a script and then we dissect and then we rehearse, we block it, but I'm more of a, a person that likes to collaborate. So we come together and we put bits and pieces together and we combine it to create a piece. So that's who I am in terms of that side of things. So I know I put the title of director, but I see myself more of a collaborator than the director. Yeah.
Okay. All right, fair enough. And whilst we're on that, I know that this is important to you. So, why is process important to you as a director and as an actor? Why do you think that it's a really important thing that has to be followed, or something that has to be paid attention to?
I believe that I know there's been other school of thoughts in this thing, but I believe in the aspect of creating a world that is believable to the audience. So much so that they are invested in the time that they are sitting and watching your product or piece. So in order for you to attain that kind of piece, you need to invest the time to build that world. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
you can't do it. I mean, it's possible. You can take a script today and by tomorrow be performing it. That's fair and fine. But for me and my processes, I believe in taking the time in learning what the world of the play is about, and then sort of learning what my character is, what my character is going through, so that when the time comes and I'm presenting it on stage, I would be able to portray the character in such a way that it's either people who hate me so much that they will throw tomatoes, whatever, on stage, because of the performance that I've given. But I believe that if I am cast for something, I owe it to the director to be able to give the best that I can with regards to the performance of the role that I've been given. And if there is some stuff that I'm uncomfortable with, for example, I'm a horrible singer.
I know, because I did ask you to sing in one stage reading I directed you in. No, but it actually worked. Remember, it worked for what the purposes of what we needed it to be done for.
I think I will make it known so that there are no expectations. that are there, and
Mm.
from the get-go, so that the director knows what they're getting.
Mm-hmm.